Right. So this is the Vending Halloween horror stories. My name is Maxine Pittman. As you guys know, I'm the owner and founder of Tress Obsessed. We do beauty vending, and I have with me Jocelyn Covington, who is the CEO and founder of Echelon Vending. So tell us about a little bit about Echelon. Tell us about your Halloween costume.
Okay, so my Halloween costume is Cleopatra. I wanted to come with, one of the goddesses or whatever. And Echelon Vending is a female Black-owned vending company. We do all things vending, which is I'm like a one-stop shop to vending. I help people find locations. I sell vending machines. I actually have my own locations. I own 16 vending machines at the current moment. I actually mentor. I help you get into vending, and I really give you the broader aspect of the vending business within itself. I've been in business for about 4 years at this point, and I love what I do. Me and vending have a very toxic relationship, and I love it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm the same way. So, with Tress Obsessed, we do travel size hair care and convenience, travel essential items. So we sell travel size shampoo, conditioner, Q-tips, all kinds of hair care centric and beauty centric items that are for travelers and women of color. And we have them in vending machines. And we are currently looking to get into more travel centric spaces like HBCUs, airports, hotels, stadiums, things like that. So we are actually pivoting in the middle of pivoting and rebranding right now. So what we're going to do tonight, I kind of have a little bit of an agenda. What we're going to do is I want people to kind of get the gist of like how it really is to be a business owner, how it really is to be, to get into vending machines. Because I feel like during the pandemic, everybody wanted to start doing vending machines. People were selling e-courses, classes, master classes, ebooks, all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do first, this is called Trick or Treat, the perks versus the pitfalls. And what I'm going to first do is have you share just one sweet success story or maybe something unexpected that you experienced in your business. And then we'll kind of transition into sharing something that was like an unexpected challenge or maybe disappointment in your business. And I'll have you go first and then I'll go after.
Okay, so I would say when I first started my company, I didn't think it would blow up within 24 hours as it did. I actually helped a young lady that was really, really popular within my city. She was a DJ. I helped her get a location. Um, I always wanted to take pictures like of my clients, just like for my own personal gain and
Mhm.
my family gain, to show them, look, I actually got somebody a vending machine, a location. We took the picture. She was like, "Hey, send me the picture," and I was like, "Okay." Didn't ask her to post it, anything of that sort. She posted it. Within that day of her posting it, I was working part time. I had to call out my part time job because my phone would not stop ringing. It rang all day. So I had 20 calls. I
Wow.
had 15 to 20 emails. I had 50 text messages, and that still wasn't including social media DMs either. So
Right.
we blew up overnight. It's something, and that was the treat. I wasn't expecting to blow up overnight like that. Or people wanted to actually get into the vending industry. Now
Right.
the trick was I had two clients that got indicted, and I had the FBI actually give me a call. So yeah, that was a trick that I wasn't expecting. That I got a knock on my door from UPS with a certified letter, and I'm
What?
like, "What, dude?" And then they were like, I had to call. They weren't answering. All I saw was FBI on the top of the paperwork and district so and so. And I
These
was
were
like,
people who you were helping find a location, right?
no, these were people who I sold a location to. So I
Oh,
sold a location for $45,000, and the FBI was calling to make sure that I was a legit business, because these people apparently they were doing all type of stuff. I don't know what they were doing.
right.
The guy
Right.
never got into it. He just wanted to make sure that I was legit. So I had to send in paperwork with I had to actually send in their contracts. I had to send in what they actually bought, and I had to send in that my company was actually legit. Thank God I had done all my paperwork,
Right.
because I could have been in trouble as well. So
And
that was
that's and
that
that's
was a
the first lesson. Do your
yeah.
paperwork, y'all.
Man, paperwork? Why Do you need white man paperwork?
it, and I had the FBI actually give me a call. So yeah, that was a trick that I wasn't expecting that. I got a knock on my door from UPS with a certified letter, and I'm
What?
like, what, dude? And then they were like, I had to call. They weren't answering. All I saw was FBI on the top of the paperwork and district so and so. And I
These
was like,
were people who you were helping find a location, right?
no, these were people who I sold a location to. So I
Oh,
sold a location for $45,000, and the FBI was calling to make sure that I was a legit business because these people apparently have been they were doing all type of stuff. I don't know what they were doing.
right,
The guy
right.
never got into it. He just wanted to make sure that I was legit. So I had to send in paperwork with I had to actually send in their contracts. I had to send in what they actually bought, and I had to send in that my company was actually legit. Thank God I had done all my paperwork
Right.
because I could have been in trouble as well. So
And
that was that was
that's
a
the first lesson. Do your
yeah.
paperwork, y'all.
Do
So
your paperwork.
do
Please
your
do your paperwork.
do your
Please.
paperwork. Okay. And then so that was you said that was okay. So the
That was
treat,
the trick.
no, that was the trick. That
That was
was
the
the
trick.
trick.
Yeah.
All right. I would say for my business, the first I'll start with the treat. So I feel like the treat with my business is I guess something that I didn't know would happen is like going viral and like having like all these people, all these women that didn't even know me like reach. I remember when we went viral the first time, I had a lady that owned a hotel in South Africa and she reached out to me and was like, you inspire us, like just know that, don't quit, I'm
Period.
you have hard days in your business, just know that you're inspiring women that don't even know you, that have never met you. And I was like, oh my God.
Period.
So that was something. And then also obviously just like being a Black woman, like, like having representation. Like I remember when I had my vending machine location in Arizona, I had a Black mother like stop me while I was like filling up the machine. I was there with my employee and her daughter was like standing there and like admiring my face on the machine, like the picture of me on the machine. And she was like,
Period.
oh my God, mommy. And then and the little girl like thought that I worked for the business. And I was like, no, I'm the owner. And her mom was like, oh my God, you're the owner. And she like had her daughter like stand next to my picture by the vending machine and take a photo. And she was like, we need more women like you,
Period.
our daughters, that we can be business owners and we can run empires. And I was like, oh my God, like y'all gonna have me crying. So that's
Period.
treat and a trick, girl. Um there's a long list, but the first one I'm gonna start with something that was unexpected that I had to quickly learn was that people don't read. Let's just start there.
That
So I feel like and I feel like this has trickled into my personal life. Like I'll over explain stuff. Like even when I'm talking to like my fiance, I'm like over explaining. He's like, why are you like, he's like, I'm intelligent. I understand what you're saying. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just used to doing, over explaining when I'm talking to the public, like on social media and stuff.
correct.
People will not read caption. People will not read. They won't listen when they're watching videos. And I'm like, I have to like,
They listen to what they want to listen to.
honey, and then we'll judge it and be very loud and very wrong.
And right, loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong. So that was like a trick that I just didn't and then obviously just like how much money it costs to run a business. I was like,
Whew.
holy,
Yeah.
is a lot. So
To
um
really run a vending machine business, it costs bands. I don't care what nobody says.
that's why, and that's one I hated like during the pandemic when all these people were like, oh yeah, you could just buy a used vending machine for $800 and then you'll make $1 million overnight. And I was like, where?
Where? Where? Because at this point, is the machine spitting out its own invisible money from Narnia? Because I'm confused.
La la land.
Period. 'Cause I
Period.
don't know. Baby, I got 3 and I ain't made a million yet, sir.
Period. Period. So, okay. So this next part is called haunted vending machines, real life nightmare scenarios. Ooh, scary. So, the first thing we're gonna do is take turns sharing our scariest vending machine horror stories, like maybe like technical malfunctions, like or maybe like unusual customer like interactions, and then we'll kind of discuss how we like we'll reflect on like how we handle the situations. So, go
um,
ahead.
okay, so what is this called? Fair warning. I've grown from when I started my company.
Oh,
So
did you
this
beat somebody up? No.
almost, yeah,
Oh,
we're
yes.
we're gonna get there. So when I received my hotel location, we got the hotel. We went in, we spoke to the general manager, we gave her our proposal, and he was like, okay, you all are hired. This was like the first, like, he was like, you're hired. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. So I'm like, oh well, per your voicemail, you only need one machine. Where would you like that machine at? This a pretty big hotel. And he was like, yeah, no, I need 8. And I'm like, 8. I was like, we don't have, in my mind, it's like we don't have 8. But see, at this point, you gotta fake it till you make it, because
Take it to you. I
I'm
know
not
that's right.
so I was like, well, can we have a tour to see where exactly you want these machines? So he started giving us a tour. Mind you, it was somebody else already in the hotel. Okay.
Mhm.
They were trying to get him out because he had no credit card readers on his machines. All of his machines, the product in there was old. It was expired. He really never came to fill the machines, and they wanted him completely out. So I we did what we call a hostile takeover, and I don't recommend it unless you're ready for the backlash behind it. Um
Right.
which means basically we came in, and he had to move all of his machines out. The machines that were still in there were considered Pepsi's property. So what I did was I contacted my mentor and I asked him to put the machines in his name, because his company was already branded and my company was fairly new, and then sign over the machines to me.
Right.
Once we did that, that process took about 3 months. And within that 3 month time span, when we finally got access to the machines and we put all of our product in it, which was my old company, which was S&J, yeah, he came in, destroyed our machines. He came in, broke into all the machines,
Oh my
except for
God.
the snack machines, and he took the bill validator and the coin mechanisms out of some of them. He took money, he took product. Yeah, so we came in the next day and our machines were destroyed. We had to actually have a locksmith come in to drill the holes into the machine,
Oh my God.
replace the locks. It was well over $1,000, $1,500 worth of damage that we didn't get back.
Um,
I took a L on that money. So that
um,
was one of the worst things that has ever happened to me in vending.
right, right. Oh my God. So my story, when I tell my story, it's not even going to compare to that. But I remember when I was moving a vending machine, I had 2 vending machines in Arizona, and we were moving one out to Atlanta, my Atlanta location I have right now. And I had a guy who he had been doing vending machine repair stuff and had his own shop for like 15 years. And I ended up having a close relationship with him, close business relationship. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And this, of course, was when I was still a new, fresh business owner and didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, how the heck am I going to get a vending machine from Phoenix, Arizona to Atlanta, Georgia? And I was like, I can't like put this on a truck and just like move this. And he was like, I have a specific truck that I can, put it on. He's like, we'll secure it down. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, great. And I'm trusting this man. And the price that he gave me to ship the machine was like a quarter of the price, which that was the first red flag. The price that he quoted
Period.
me to ship it was like a quarter of what I would have been charged if I had used like a transportation company or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm thinking, because we have a close business relationship, like he's gonna take care of my machine, blase, 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 whatever. This man, so when I have physically like moved a machine like a short distance, like from like one part of a city to across town or something, a short distance, then I will make sure that I have the shelves, locked in, secured, so that the shelves don't move around. I'll make sure that everything is
Yeah.
strapped correctly, all of that. Honey, this man, when that machine got to Atlanta, it looked like this man picked the machine up himself and just threw it on the damn truck. Like, the first of all, the wheels were gone. He took the wheels off, and the wheels were like inside the machine. And I was like, why would you take the wheels off? And he was like, you can put them back on. And I was like, I'm literally
No.
I was like, I'm literally gonna have to get some moving guys to tip the machine over on its side, take all the product out, tip the machine over on its side or on its back to actually get, put the wheels back on when I do decide to move the machine. And then he didn't secure the shelves in, and then didn't, like, all of the products was still in there because I was at a convention. I wasn't able to get to, if I would have been the, like, thinking about it now and reflecting back to it, I wish if I was the business owner I am today, I would have flown back out there and did it myself. Cause I'm like, I should have taken all the products out, but I was being a lazy business owner. Don't ever be a lazy business owner, y'all.
Don't ever be lazy when
always
vending. Right.
I had him leave the products in there, but he didn't secure the shelves down. So the shelves had all moving in the truck, all the shelves had fallen, and some of them had gotten disconnected and ripped off of like the electricity that like
the motor.
So some of the freaking slots were broken. I said, what in the world? And I'm calling different repair people, and they're like, oh yeah, I charge $500 to come out and fix it. I was like, what in the world? This is a headache. So the wheels are off.
Sir, you would have had to get my money back.
Yeah, and I'm like, what in the world? Like,
you would have to get my money back because at this point, you playing in my face.
I never asked him to do another transportation job for me ever again. I learned my lesson after that. I said, forget it. Like, this was not worth it. So I ended up, thank God, like my superstar employee, he knows how to repair technical mechanisms and he fixed that slot. Thank God. And the only other mess that like damage was like, some of like the graphics on the side were like scratched up, but I'm like, I can get graphics reapplied. But I'm like, after all of that, I'm just happy that the glass on the outside did not break because those shells were hitting the glass over and over. I'm like, Lord Jesus, what in the world? So that's my horse. That's one of my horror stories. I was so pissed off. I was like, you know what? So, any other scary stories you would like to talk about?
Let's see. Yeah, just movers. I've had a machine actually fall off of a U-Haul truck as they lost control because it was too heavy, and instead of them locking it down on the actual truck, actually on the dolly itself, one of the guys wasn't strong enough, and I have watched one of my machines fall to the ground. Just fall. It fell off a 6-foot truck from the top, not down the rail, from the top. It just fell over. So I'm looking at it. It's looking at me, and we're just looking at each other like, and I'm looking at them like, first of all, I want y'all to both know y'all fired.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Fired.
Start there. You're definitely fired. Second off, pick that shit up. Third of all,
did the machine work after that?
No.
Of course not. Yeah. What in the world?
It fell completely. I've had that happen. I've actually had one of my movers almost break his hand because a machine fell on him as well. Yeah, I have a lot of horror stories when it comes to vending. I've also my first company, I had to shut it down abruptly. That's another horror story for another day. But yeah, my first vending company, S&J, that particular business was shut down abruptly because of one of the business partners. So
Jesus. And people always ask me, like, why don't you have a co-founder? I'm like, dude,
I don't recommend it. Unless you and the person are on the same page, I don't recommend business partners whatsoever. Right. I would never in my life, I would never do business partners. Now, do I have private investors? Yes. Do I have silent investors? Yes. But they have no access to my business whatsoever. And everything goes on the contract, but I would probably never do another business partner ever again.
Yeah, no. I was like, I don't want hands in my pie and all that for me. And I was going to say another horror story that I can think of is obviously, bad employees is like a thing. Like, and like, just they say, like, it's hard to find good help. Like,
it's hard to find good. It's hard to find good help.
And I remember, so I had a guy that I had hired, and his mother was like, he's such a good boy, this and that, da, 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 da. I was like, okay. And I knew, like, the only reason I had hired him is because I knew his mother. Like, I had a very close relationship with her, and she was a really good person, and she had taken me under her wing for a certain amount of time, and she kind of worked as like my mentor for a while. And I remember he was driving like 45 minutes, maybe 35 minutes to get to the vending machine location, and I was like, hey, and this location, now that I'm thinking back on it, and when you sit and reflect, you realize like, oh, this is where I messed up. Like,
Yeah.
that location wasn't even like, it wasn't busy enough for me to even need somebody to be going. Like, I probably could have checked on it maybe once a month and it would have been fine, twice a month. But I had him going there every week, right? So I'm paying him a salary. Like, I think I was paying him maybe $400 a month, $300 a month, something like that. Yes. And he was checking the machine
You was
once.
paying good, girl. Bring one of them machines to Florida. Tuh, you
Right.
paying like that.
Right.
I
No,
work
I
for
think I was paying him like 350, maybe
I
300
don't
a month.
care. 350 is a
And
bag.
well, because in California, ain't nobody. If you look at somebody and you tell them, "Oh, I'll pay you $200 a month," they're gonna look at you like, "What? Like, what is that? That's peanuts." Like, no. So anyway, he was going, back and forth, blah blah blah, and then he started like showing up late, not showing up at all, blah 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 blah. And obviously, you know me, I have cameras on everything. I can see
Right.
everything on. So I'm like, yo, like, and I let my employees, because they are part-time and they're contractors, I let them choose, like, tell me a day when I hire them, tell me a day and time that is completely okay in your schedule where you can go and check the vending machine. Okay, cool. We gonna do Saturdays at 9 a.m. Okay, every Saturday at 9 a.m. I was about to say yo ass, but yo butt better be at that vending machine. Saturday, every Saturday, 9 a.m. So I think he chose Sundays at like 11 a.m. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm checking the camera, he ain't there. Then the second time he went to the machine, I'm checking the camera, and there's a girl with him inside my vending machine I said, wait. He gonna say, oh, it's my girlfriend. I said, I didn't hire your girlfriend. Like,
Exactly.
I
And if
said,
she the one that's gonna do the job, she the one that need to get paid.
and I said, and if products show up missing and she's stealing from me, then I know I will be taking out your paycheck, sir. So, anywho, he's young. He's like 21, 22. And he has his little girlfriend. And he's like, oh, I told my girlfriend she could come with me. I'm like, I don't know why you told her that, because that's incorrect. Like, you are the only person that's supposed to be working the vending machine. Like, come on. Like, this is common sense. Like, when I worked at In and Out, I wasn't bringing my cousin with me and having my cousin flip burgers with me behind the counter. Like,
Oh, you tell him.
it does not work like that. So anywho, it ended up not working out, and I was like lying to him because I'm like, I need to get the keys back from him, and I didn't want to fire him over the phone, and I just don't think that's good etiquette. I didn't want to fire him over the phone and then be like, hey, and then like fire him and then him try to go mess up the machine or take money
Yeah.
out. So I had to keep lying to him. And then I had to tell his mother, like, hey, is there any way that you can get those keys from him? Like, can you like maybe tell a white lie and tell him like, hey, I'm just going to take over the machine, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, for sure. I can definitely do that. And at this point, she was so irritated with his behavior and how he was acting. And she was like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I am so sorry that I recommended him, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's cool. Like, at this point, I'm like, I just want to get the keys from this boy and get him away from my business. So he was like, he was like, oh, I can't come in today. Like, I think that I got this girl pregnant and I got to fly to Milwaukee. Sir, what? That's messy. And I told him, I was like, okay, well, I was like, you knew like weeks ago that like you knew what days you're supposed to be going to visit the machine and fill the machine, etc. Check it, clean the
And
area.
why go a day before?
And why did you call me a day before talking about, oh, I'm going to be on this flight, and then asking me, oh yeah, is it okay, when you're already on the flight? Like, you're already at the airport. Like, why are you asking me? Like, you've already booked this flight.
First of all, where's my keys?
Where are my keys? So mind you, his mother ended up getting the keys from his apartment or something. And because she had the keys to his apartment, and she went in and like asked him like where are the keys, and she got the keys from him. And I'm like, cool, that's all I got to worry about. So I called him and was like, hey, can we get on a video call, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah, sure. So we FaceTimed, and I was like, hey, I don't think that it's working out, and basically fired him. And then he sends me a long paragraph talking about FUUBITCH. I hope your business fails. That's why your vending machines are raggedy. Like, going off. So I screenshotted and sent it to his mother. I was like, please don't ever recommend anybody to me. Cause like your son, this is wild. Of course, I didn't say anything back to him because it's on a text message. And I'm
Right.
like, I don't want him to screenshot this. And then he puts it on the internet and then it makes me look bad, etc.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything to him. I was like, I wish you the best in your future endeavors, blase, blase. And
Oh, wow.
he like went off on me, cussing me out, wishing bad on my business, all this stuff. And I didn't even reply. I just blocked him after that.
Screaming.
Oh,
People, wow.
wild.
Wild. Wild.
Okay, so this next segment is called Expectations versus Reality, the spooky truth. So we will be the spooky truth. So we will be sharing a common expectation that we had before we entered the vending machine business. And then we're going to share the chilling reality, the chilling truth of what it actually was once we started the business. So go ahead.
I don't know about that. And the reason I say that is because, like, okay, I'll say this. Okay. So for my old business, because my new business is Echelon, my old business is S&J. So the reality of that was I felt that the partners that I had, we were all going to go far. We were all going to be in this business for a long time together. We were all going to make a lot of money and be rich off vending. That's how we was going to do. But the chilling reality is everybody's not ready for elevation. Everybody's not ready for new heights. Everybody is not meant to go with you.
Right,
Scenario is a guy that used to, and some people may know who this is, but I used to watch a show. And this guy used to always say, are you gonna get on the bus? You gonna get on the bus? You gonna get on the bus? You gonna get on my bus? And I used to be like, this man crazy. Like, what the hell he keep me talking about get on the bus? What you talking about? But it's the truth. If you think about a bus goes, it starts at a stop first. It starts
right,
at the station first, and then it
right,
has different stops.
right,
Sometimes in life, people are meant to get off on those different stops.
right,
Sometimes people are meant to be with you and ride with you to the wheels fall off to the end, and you get to the end of your last stop, and then you and that person gets off.
right,
Or within the midst of everything, sometimes things are too hard and people get off and they pull that lever and it's time for them to get off, and you have to be
right,
okay with that.
right,
So the chilling reality of it is sometimes when it comes to business, everybody's not on the same page. Sometimes when it comes to business, when people are seeing big money and a lot of money, they're not used to that. So it's like it's a culture shock for them. It's something that they're not ready for and they're not used to. You can't bring everybody. My mom used to always tell me, listen below the noise. And I used to be like, girl, what are you talking about? What is that? What does that even mean? And
right,
it's one of those things where you have to, because sometimes God will be talking to you, but because it's so many different things that are
right.
going on,
Can't
you're
hear
not
it.
listening. Sometimes you got to stop and listen to what he's saying. It was a lot of times God was like, okay, I'm trying to get you out of this situation, but you keep being in this situation. You
Right,
keep trying to make somebody elevate and bring them to your level. And these people are not where on your level. These people are not where you want them to be. As much as you want them to be there, they're not going to be there.
right,
So the chilling reality of it all is as much as you want to bring people along with your journey, especially with vending, it's never gonna happen like that. It don't always happen like that. You're gonna have disagreements, but at the same time, too, it's also one of them things is when it's time to let go, it's time to let go, like Frozen say, let it go. You gotta
right,
just let go. And that's the chilling reality of it all. Everybody is just not meant to go with you on this ride. And it's
right,
okay. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to keep going. It's okay to sometimes what people federalize is it's okay to start over. And that's what
right,
I've
right. No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love that analogy about the bus. I mean, I was the same way, getting into my business. I was very naive in the beginning, and because I knew like that me starting the business I was starting, like travel size hair care and vending machines, like it should be a no-brainer to everybody. But I'm like, not everybody thinks like me. Not everybody sees my product and needs it. Not everybody needs my product right now or needs the concept that I'm doing right now. And for me, I was like, I was like, this is something I've never seen before. I was like, I'm going to be the first one to do it. And I was on cloud nine, and I was like, I'm going to be the first one to do these beauty vending machines. And I was like, and it's going to take off and this and that. And I was so naive. I just thought, oh, I'm going to put my vending machine here, and people are going to be running to the vending machine trying to buy from it because it's that great of an idea. But there's so many moving parts. The spooky truth or the chilling truth about that is there's so many moving parts in a business, and there's so much trial and error and things that you have to try and they don't work. Things that you have to
Correct.
try and you lose money and they don't work. And you have
And
to
I
keep
think people understand that. I feel like people look at vending as a get rich quick scheme, and that ain't it.
that.
Like people, don't get me wrong. Like if you do your business right and you have the right locations and the right thing, you will make money every day. That's a no brainer. But
Right.
you are not going to make millions of dollars off of one machine. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the internet says. I don't care if this person has 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 followers, and they're telling you that this gonna happen. Trust me, baby, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
The class I took when I first started vending, the ladies class that I took, and I ain't gonna put her out there because she still be teaching vending. I have to block her because she a mess. But that chilling truth is she taught vending. She taught vending classes. Only had one vending machine. Didn't have a credit card reader on it because that was before NIAX was like really a thing, or credit card readers.
Oh, mm-hmm.
She had bought the vending machine for $600. She only had the vending machine for 2 months, sold the vending machine, and now you're teaching classes. But at the end of the day, what are you really teaching me? Because you still have nothing to show for it. Like at
Nothing.
the end of the day, your lifestyle, as far as vending went, your lifestyle wasn't vending. Like you
Right.
couldn't give me the insights of vending. You couldn't tell me, you could tell me where to get my product from, but it wasn't like you could tell me how to do inventory. It wasn't like you could tell me how to product map on my vending machine. It was a lot of things that I spent $500 and I learned nothing.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand is you can't believe the hype. Like I tell my clients the full-fledged truth. This vending, this business is real ghetto, real ghetto, real ghetto. Do I love it? Yes. Is it some things I wish I would have did differently? Of course.
Right.
But only thing I could do is continue to keep going, continue to retry, continue to rebrand, make sure
Right.
that I'm doing things correctly for the next time around and go from there.
Well, and I feel like the people that I know that people that I know personally that are making good money in vending, they've been doing it 10, 15 years. And I'm like, it's a lot of people out here that think they want to start a business. And that's another thing I feel like with like the chilling truth or like the expectations versus the reality. A lot of people have come to me. I can't tell you, I wish I had $1 for
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
every time somebody came to me. Like that girl that reached out to you, like, I want to be in airports, just help me get in airports. And baby, it ain't like that. Like I tell people all the time, like, I'm like, you really have to buckle down and get uncomfortable for a long time if you want to be a business owner.
I don't think that people realize how hard work vending is. Like, granted, like for instance, somebody told me today, they was like, you know what? I've been watching you for a while. And they was like, as much as you lift product, as much as you bring product in on that little cart you got, as much as you put this stuff in this machine, it was like, I could never do what you do. They was
Right.
like, my machine to be sitting out on the street. They was like, I'm at my location 6 to 7 days. I'm at my location 5 days a week. I try
Right.
not to work on the weekends, but it just depends on what's going on at my location. But I'm at my location every day, damn near.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna continue to do it. I feel like if a slot is missing, that's the money I'm missing. But everybody doesn't understand that vending is still a hustle. That's the chilling truth of it all. It's still a hustle.
Right.
It's still a
Right.
hustle.
Right. Yep. Yep. And I mean, people come to me and say the same thing to me, like, oh my God, I've been watching you since you started your business. And like, and for anybody who's watching, when I started my business, it was originally going to be a 24-hour beauty supply store in Los Angeles. And then the pandemic hit and I started seeing, and if you watch videos and interviews and podcast interviews with me, you'll know, like, you'll hear my story and you'll hear the story over and over. But I had to figure out and pivot. Like my
Yeah.
brain went through a lot of different things before it became what it is today. Like I had to go through dealing with shopping malls, dealing, being in military bases. I had different college campuses reaching out to me that were interested, and I had to figure out where is the most optimum place that I need to be in order for me to best serve my customers. My customers are planes. My customers are on trains. My customers are going to stadiums for football games. My customers are traveling. They're in the air. You know what I mean? So I need to be in airports. I need to be in hotels. I need to be in stadiums. I need to be on college campuses where people can use the travel size, products that I have most. But my business has changed and pivoted so many times, and people say the same thing to me that they say to you, like, girl, you still doing that business? Yep, I'm still doing this business. And in 10 years, I'll probably still be doing my business. And when I'm a millionaire, people are gonna be like, oh my God, like you really did that. And I've had people reach out to me. I had a girl reach out to me that claimed, like, oh yeah, I really want to be a business partner with you. Maybe you can do like a franchise type thing with me. And I hate when people say the word franchise because they don't know what franchise means, but I'll get into that later. And I asked her to meet me at 8 a.m. at one of my vending machines, and she didn't show up. And she was like, oh yeah, that's just too much work. I'm already a nurse at a hospital. I already got to work. Okay, well, girl, that was you that reached out to me saying that you wanted to be in vending. That I never reached out to you saying, meet me at my machine. I want you to be my business partner. Like that was you, baby.
Yeah.
And then when I released
that misconception too, like people will reach out, but it really separates the people that really want to work and people that don't want to work.
And when I launched my ebook, when I launched my e-course, and when I launched all my digital products, my templates and all that, reached out to her like, hey girl, and this is like a close family friend, like her grandmother and my grandmother knew each other, etc. So she's like a close family friend. So I've known her basically her whole life. And she still will watch all my stuff on my page. I reached out to her and was like, hey, are you interested in like maybe, the ebook or maybe the e-course or some of my templates? And then maybe you can start your own thing. She'll read my message and not even say anything. And I said, okay, I'm not going to keep trying to help you because you on some other ish. So yeah, girl. So next segment. So this segment is called Halloween horror questions. So it's kind of like spitfire questions. So I'll ask you 3 questions and then you can just blurt out with the first answer that comes to the top of your head.
All right?
Lord. You said, oh Lord, this crazy girl, Maxine. Okay, so the first question, what's the scariest location you've ever placed a vending machine?
Oh, I don't know. What's the scariest place I've ever placed a vending machine? Let's see. Oh, I don't know, boo. That's a good question. Where is it? I try not to do scary locations because baby, I carry.
Girl,
that
makes me think of Ashley. Remember that location that Ashley had? And we were like, girl.
That was her location. You talking about the one that people kept getting shot at?
Yes.
That was her location.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, that was her location. People kept getting shot at. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have any scary locations. I don't play them type of games. So I can't even. No, I can't even. Well, I take that back. The scariest place I've ever had machines were I had it at a mill. It was at a paper mill, and we had to wear hard hats at this particular location. I was that was the scariest location because, like, the men used to look at me like I was a piece of meat. So I was always scared to go by myself, because it was so many different like cracks and crevices where I could have been snagged. And,
oh my God!
But I had to wear
in
like
the shadows and everything.
Right,
huh?
I had to wear hard hats. Like it was like the whole, it's a meal, so like it was wild. Like it was so many different machines around there. I mean, one time this man almost hit me with a forklift. Like, so that was one of the scariest places I've ever had. It was this meal, and this meal used to have like it used to be a train, girl. And this was scary. Okay, so boom. It used to be a train that used to be like on the dock where like this where one of so at this particular location it was like 13 or 14 machines out there, but they were all in different places. And then it used to be a train and the doors used to be open, and I used to think like a homeless person was gonna jump out and get me. But I remember one time we got on the elevator. It was like an industrial elevator, and we got stuck. We had to climb out the elevator. Girl, it was a hot mess. It was ghetto. It was crazy. I was like, I'm never getting in this elevator ever again.
I have never heard of anybody somebody putting a vending machine at a paper mill, but I forgot you do snacks, sodas.
Yeah.
So
boys, that girl, you know how much money we made at that location?
Oh, I'm sure.
That's why we sold it for $45,000.
Yeah, because it's men working there all the time.
Yeah, but that location was. I used to always think like it was somebody homeless gonna jump out in one of them carts.
And that's, I was gonna say, speaking of scariest locations, my location in Atlanta is like that. I'm like, I won't like that, and it's weird because it's in a weird area of town, and they like remodeled the whole thing. So they do like on Sundays, they'll do like farmers markets. They'll have like independent, like indie artists come and perform, and they'll do like mini concerts during the day. But at night, it's like a homeless like graveyard, and I'm like, oh no. And I told my employee, I only want you going there during the day because this
Right.
this ain't it. It's very scary. And then like I feel like my first location in LA, like the shopping mall, it was only scary because they had a rule that you could not fill the vending machine while the mall was open. So you had to go like before 8 a.m. or like after 10 p.m. So whenever I would go there, it was like super late at night or like super early in the morning before the sun came up. So I would be there by myself, like taking product and like filling the machine. And then the mall was closed, so nobody was there. So it was like super spooky because it was like me by myself. And I would every once in a while be like a security guard walking around, but I was like, yo, this is scary. Like I'm
Right.
like, let's speed this up. So okay, next question. Which product do you never want to see in your vending machines again?
What product do I never want to see in my vending machines again? What, a product that don't sell, or just a product I don't want to see?
Yeah, both. It doesn't matter.
Bear claws.
Oh, you don't like them?
Not, they don't sell. You don't buy.
Oh, people
So
don't buy. I feel like bear claws are popular. No.
right, no, ma'am. It's a pastry, but it ain't popular. It ain't a popular pastry. Like, it don't sell.
Right.
So bear claws.
I would say for me, I learned my lesson with this. I never want to see, I don't know, I might change my mind, but it's certain types of bottles, like because of the packaging with hair oil is tough. Because if it starts leaking, there's oil all in the vending machine. And I'm like, yo,
Mm.
like at least if it was like a lotion or a shampoo or something, those
Why
are
you put in like little baggies and then sell it like that?
well, so that's what we had to start doing. So we had to get little bags that they look
Yeah,
like Ziplocs, kind of.
thoughts. I know what you're talking about.
They don't look like Ziplocs, but they're like they're like cute looking Ziplocs.
I know what
But
you're talking.
yeah. And I started putting them in there. And then I also started getting the clear wrappings that go around them. Like when you see a brand new pack, like, and it has like that clear wrapping that you have to peel off first before you open something. We started putting those on because I was like, I can't keep doing this. So yeah. Okay. Have you ever felt like any of your vending machines was cursed? The one that fell off the truck.
Yes. No, no. I used to have not that one, because that one it was done for after that. After that machine fell off the truck, it was just it. But I had a vending machine.
R.I.P. to the vending machine.
Right. I had a vending machine, and I don't know these people if they gonna see it, I don't know, but it is what it is. But I had a vending machine that it was okay, so boom. This vending this vending machine was at a truck stop. And it
Oh my,
took us, we had to remove it out because we had sold the location to a client. And it took us like 3 hours to pull that machine out the door of that truck stop. We had to open the machine. We had to damn near take the machine off the hinge, like the door off the hinges to get that machine out. Finally got it out, but because we had done it wrong and got it out the way we got it out, the machine was unlevel. So I had my mechanic come level it. I leveled it and calibrated it. So we had to have him calibrate it. That machine for nothing was still not closed. It
girl,
was,
I don't know why you, after all these stories, I don't know how you don't have gray hair because,
because I wear wigs. But
right.
it still would not calibrate, and the door will always pop open. So if you leaned on it wrong, or if you like tried to shake it, the door will always pop open no matter what. And the last time it popped open, well, the last time it happened, one of the coils, somebody bought something out of it, and the coil just kept spinning. So it was giving them, they got like 7 candy bars for free. And then the last time I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna sell it. So I sold it for $700, and a couple in Orlando actually came down here and bought it and took it. But it was cursed. No matter what I did to that machine, no matter how many times and the motherboard in that machine went out. So I fixed that machine, and I bought a brand new motherboard for $500. My mechanic ended up not coming to put it in. So I got so pissed because he was like, he would not answer the phone. So if you see this, I still love you. But he would not answer the phone. He kept telling me he was gonna come fix it. He was gonna come fix it. Never came and fixed it. It was like 4 days. I was like, listen, I'm missing money with this machine being down for 4 days. I went on. I bought the thing. I bought the motherboard. Went on YouTube, found videos. I installed the motherboard myself. Period. Clock that
Okay,
T.
so I'm gonna make sure I call you to repair my machines when I need it.
Girl, yeah, clock that T. I found out how to put a motherboard in. I fixed it and put the motherboard in. Once I did that, I had to recalibrate the machine. And then the only thing that was wrong with it was that damn door. The door would never, it would never work. That
That
machine was cursed.
that sounds like a cursed machine.
It was cursed. That machine would never. Let me tell you something. That door would never get. Anytime he calibrated the machine and everything, it still wouldn't. Still wouldn't get fixed. It was a. It was horrible.
I don't have any machine that was cursed, but what I did have was a Wi-Fi box that was cursed. So when I first got my Arizona location, it was at a outlet mall. So the mall, outlet malls are like outside, but it's like stores and stuff. And come to find out, like, so what was happening is we had this Wi-Fi box, and whenever the employee was there, the Wi-Fi box would work. And then as soon as she would leave the machine, the Wi-Fi box would go offline. And this went on for 6.5 months. I was pulling my hair out with this, and we were trying to figure out, like, is it, and we switched out the box, like maybe the box is wrong. We reset it. We were like, what is going on? And girl, when I tell you I was stressed, because if we don't have a secure Wi-Fi, like a private Wi-Fi connection, we can't use like the public one because we're accepting people's credit cards. So I can get hacked into, hacked or leaked or whatever. So we have to have a Wi-Fi box like in the machine to have a secure closed Wi-Fi connection for the machine, so that the touch
Yeah.
screen stays online, because the touch screen is synced up with our cloud, and so that when we're accepting credit cards, people's information is secure and safe. So anyway, kept going on. We could not figure out what was going on. We were with T-Mobile. Sorry, T-Mobile, I hate y'all. So we were with T-Mobile on these boxes, and I was like, damn. And I'm sitting here, and actually I called a few different people that were in the vending machine industry at the time, like, yo, have you ever heard about this? I was in the forums, like, yo, has anybody ever heard about this? And one dude was like, maybe you should switch from T-Mobile to Verizon and see if that makes a difference. So we took the Wi-Fi box back to T-Mobile, went to Verizon, bought a new Wi-Fi box, installed that one, and then all of a sudden it started working.
Oh yeah, it was T-Mobile. T-Mobile.
And then to add insult to injury, I'm talking to the people at the leasing office, like at the main office for that location. And they were like, oh yeah, we've been having a lot of issues with our Wi-Fi towers, so we're going to be getting a new vendor soon. Why didn't y'all tell me that?
Right. So
Six
it was
months
y'all
ago,
issue. Right. Yeah.
girl. So anywho, that's my spooky story. Or I guess cursed story. So the next segment is called Tricks of the Trade. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give advice for new ghosts and new goblins. Meaning that I'm gonna ask you to give 3 spooky tips to aspiring vending machine owners, emphasizing common mistakes to avoid if they are looking to get into your industry.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. My bad. All right. So, uh, the first one is it's a marathon, not a race. And I say that because you should start, if you don't even know anything about the vending industry, start off slow. You don't have to go like all these people be online telling you I started off with 6 machines and I paid $1,500. Yeah, no. Like start off slow. Um, pace yourself. Know what you're actually getting into. Um, Second thing is if you don't have one, get a mentor. And a lot of people claim to be mentors and a lot of people claim to know about vending. Do your research on that person. You know how
Yeah.
many people have followed me for a year or followed me for 6 months before they were like, you know what, I want you to teach me vending. It's okay to do that. Don't hop on the first train that you see because that person has 100,000 followers. And me personally on my on my page, I think I only had like 4,000 followers. That doesn't mean because they have 100,000 followers, they know what they're doing.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. The last thing
It
is
also doesn't mean that they're making money. So,
that either. Also too, I would say make sure your paperwork in order. Make sure your shit is together. That,
get that BOI filing, y'all, due December 31st.
speaking of that, I'm gonna text you about that too, because I got people who need that done, and I know
Okay.
you do it. But yeah, make sure your paperwork's together because that's gonna be a big thing. A lot of people fail to realize is if you don't have your paperwork together, it's certain contracts you can't get. So a lot of people be like, "Oh, I want a hotel," but the first thing he asked when I got my hotel location, he said, "Are y'all legit?" And it wasn't because I was black. He wanted to know, "Are we legit?" Because it's a
Right.
real
Do you
hotel.
have
Like,
insurance? Do you have your LLC?
exactly. Like, do you have permit? Do you have the stuff that you need? Because if these people come in here and they raid it, you need to make sure you got your stuff together.
Right.
So make sure that's one thing is make sure you have your paperwork together. And like I said, don't be scared to start small. If you can only afford one machine, it's okay.
Right.
Afford that one machine. If it's only making $50 a month, okay, reanalyze your product, see what's in there, and then you go from there.
Right.
Do not try to start off with all these machines. And on top of that, too, this is let me do 4 tips real quick. You don't have to buy a brand new machine. Refurbished machines work just fine.
Right.
All you have to do is make sure they are working properly. Um, Go on YouTube, find out whenever you go buy machines from somebody, what things you need to look for. If you don't have a mentor and things of that sort, but you don't have to save money to buy 10,000 machines. Like the ones that cost 1,500, 2,000 work just as well as the ones that are even more. But that's what I would give people starting into the vending industry. Slow down and pace yourself.
Yeah. I mean, to add to what you're saying, I mean, I would say yes to everything that you said. And I also would say when you're starting a business, if you are calculating what the costs are going to be on everything, double that price. Whatever total you come up with, double it. Because things happen, emergencies happen, you always have to have extra money. So I would say that first and foremost. Number two, I would also say, just like what Jocelyn just said, um, when you are online, I feel like because of social media can be good because it can connect people can get good information, but also people get fake information and fraudulent information and stuff that is not true or it's only half true.
Correct.
And I feel like when you see people, please stop doing this. When you see that somebody only has 2,500 followers, do not assume that their business is not making money. I
Correct.
have personal friends who have 1,700 followers on their page and their business is making $15,000 a month. And I know people who have 75,000 followers and they are sleeping on people's couches because they didn't manage their money correctly or they don't know how to monetize the 75,000 followers that they have.
Correct.
So also going back to followers, please, I know that we see a lot of information online about like, oh, these are the 5 best ways that you can build your following quickly. Focus on the fundamentals and the basic foundation of your business because
Correct.
you can have a whole huge following, but if you have a huge following and you don't even know how to monetize it because you don't even know how to run your business, then what is the point of that?
Correct.
So I'll say that next. Also, realize that when you are building this business, never compare your business journey to someone else's.
Hey, say that again. Say it again.
Never compare your business journey to someone else. I feel like and not only our generation as millennials, I feel like I know people in their 50s and 60s. I know people that are in high school that do this. I feel like it's a natural human thing to compare, and it's gotten really bad now that we have social media.
Correct.
And I always want to emphasize the fact that you never know what somebody went through when they were building their business. Some of these people lost spouses. Some of these
I
people
just
some
said
of the people
this.
lost their parents. I know a girl who has a very successful business, and you look at her on social media and you're like, dang, she got 10K followers. She got this brand deal. She got this brand deal. But she lost her father when she started her business. Like, you never know what people are going through and what they went through with their business. Please stop looking at followers and please stop listening to the lies that people feed you
Correct.
to try and get likes and try and get engagement and try and get you to share their video or try and get you,
Yeah.
comment this, and I'll send you this. No, Like, make sure, like, back to what Jocelyn said, make sure you are doing your research, because there are people like me and
Make
Jocelyn who
your business your own.
make your business your own. And there are people like Jocelyn and myself who do have ebooks, we do have e-courses, we do have digital products. We can teach you the ways, but we're also on the ground doing it every single day.
Correct. We
You
on
know,
the ground running with it.
running with it. So that would
Mind
probably be,
me and this lady talk every day. I
I'm telling
know the work she put
every
in
day, every day, putting in
every
the
day.
work.
Put
So
in work.
putting
Okay.
in the work. Yeah.
Clearly, but like make it your own. And I'm not gonna say it's a right and wrong way to run a vending business, but like she said, do not compare yourself to other vending companies. People do me like that all the time, and it annoys me because you don't know what I went through. And the sad part about it, the sad truth is, I just started over this
Yep.
year. I started a whole brand new company. Maxine, no, I was done with vending. I was not gonna do another vending company. I was over it. But you
Yep.
know what? I woke up and I was like, you know what? If I stop, then who gonna do it? Who gonna really tell people the real truth about vending? What's gonna happen? I would have to sell 13 machines. Who
Yep.
gonna do that? Who gonna try to figure that out? No, you
Yep.
can't stop. It's gonna be a lot of obstacles in the way. And if you let small things to a giant stop you from running a business,
And
that's
and
great
and,
work.
and speaking of what you're saying, another huge tip, and I would put this tip at the top. Please, if you are going to start a business, and not only vending machines, if you're going to start any business,
Mm,
there are two things that I want you to know now. Number one, you have to be mentally strong, because the days that you
correct.
the days that you, if you're in corporate America and you're used to getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, and you think, oh, I had a bad day because my boss did this or my coworker did this, times that by 10. Because the bad
Correct.
days when you are a business owner are worse than
Worse.
the bad days that you have being a regular employee working for somebody else's company. So
Correct.
keep that in mind. And stress management, you have to be able to pivot and bend. You have to be able to bend but not fold. There are
Correct.
things that will be thrown at you that the normal person would crack and break at. And if you
Correct.
are an owner, you can't just fold, or else, what are you even doing this for?
And also be able to take constructive criticism, because I am blessed to be in a group of two women. One of them is right here, the other one is probably at home with a husband, but I am able to sit in that chair.
Actually, with two E's.
Ashley with the two E's, period, boo. But I am able to ask them for constructive criticism, and they give me real, raw, uncut. Like,
Yeah.
girl, this is what I'm telling you, no filter. Do I get mad about it? No. Do I add to? No, because this stuff I need to hear. So if you get business friends who gonna give you that constructive criticism, that raw and uncut that you need, because at the end of the day, if you doing something wrong, your friend should be able to say, hey, don't do that, or hey, you thought about doing this. Like, it's okay to take advice, but
Right.
be able to take constructive criticism and fix it, and don't keep doing it wrong. Fix it.
Right. 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 Yep. Yep. Okay, well, we are wrapping up our vending Halloween horror story segment. What I'm gonna do, so I do want to encourage you guys to like, subscribe.
Here,
Also go to Jocelyn's channel too. She has way more videos than me. She's been on YouTube a little longer than me. So go on her page, like her stuff, subscribe if you like it.
but
And
on each video, because I will do it on mine, I will put Tress Upset's information on my actual caption. So if y'all want to go look at her information and you are interested in beauty vending, go over to her page. I do snack vending only. So don't come over here thinking that you're gonna get a brush out of my machine, because that's not gonna happen, okay?
don't
I,
think you gonna get a bear claw or Twinkies out of mine, because we only sell beauty products, baby,
hey,
on
I
this.
just started putting Twinkies in one of my machines too, and they selling for real. So
So yeah, like, subscribe, and if
share, comment. You got
yeah,
any questions?
yeah,
Hit us up.
if you guys are in the beauty vending or in the snack vending industry, comment some of your own scary stories about crazy things that
Period.
have happened in your business. We want to hear about them, and we'll comment and chat back with you. Jocelyn, go ahead and tell them, where they can find you on socials and all of your info.
So you can find me on, which I'll probably have mine linked below,
Yeah, link
in
everything in the comment
within
section.
the captions. But you can find me at Echelon Vending on Well, you can find me at Echelon Vending on Instagram. I have Echelon Vending Facebook page. And then my actual YouTube page is Echelon Lifestyle. And that's all things lifestyle content.
All right. And my name again, Maxine Pittman. I'm with Tress Obsessed. You can find us not only here on YouTube, but also on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Tress Obsessed LA on Instagram, Tress Obsessed on TikTok, and Tress Obsessed LA on Twitter. So, and we're
Period.
also on Facebook too. So I will link all of Jocelyn's information at the bottom. Both of us, if you are somebody who is looking to get into vending, both of us have e-courses, ebooks, and e-learning options, digital products and templates. So I'll link all the information down below if you guys want to review that and look at that. And thank you for
And
joining.
also, hold on real quick, y'all. And also, if y'all want us to do some more of these, because this is really fun.
Yeah.
This is our first time doing this. If y'all want us to do some more of these on different vending topics, comment those below too, and we can do one of those too, because this
Definitely.
is cool. I like this.
Yes, yes. Maybe we'll do one for maybe like Thanksgiving or something, like a
Oh, I'm
little
down.
Thanksgiving little, sip and chill chat, whatever. So,
Right. Because next
all
time
right,
I'm
y'all. Thank you.
Bye bye.